Every year in December, Redfin releases its housing market predictions article for the upcoming year. So in this week's video, I'll be reacting to Redfin's 2024 housing market predictions. Will I agree or will I disagree with Redfin? We're about to find out because we're getting started right now. Hey everybody, it's David, your favorite realtor, and welcome back to another video. So every year, Redfin releases its housing market predictions article, and they do a fantastic job. I read it every year, but their predictions are for the national housing market only. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to relate it to the Northern Virginia housing market, and we will compare it to my housing market predictions video that I did back in December. So let's get the video started right now with Redfin's first 2024 housing market predictions with home prices will fall by 1%. So in this article, Redfin states that this will mark the first time prices have declined since 2012 when the housing market was recovering from the Great Recession. Now the reason why Redfin believes home prices will fall by 1% in 2024 is the supply of homes for sale will rise more than the demand. Now I 100% disagree with their prediction. Now, could this happen on a national level? Yeah, that's definitely possible, but I just don't see that happening with the Northern Virginia housing market. Now, in my housing market predictions video, I predicted home prices here in Northern Virginia will rise 3 to 6% in 2024. Now, some of the reasons why I believe home prices will rise here in Northern Virginia in 2024 is Northern Virginia is a very unique area. It's one of the most educated and affluent areas in the whole country. So naturally, our housing market is gonna be a lot different compared to the national housing market. Also, there's a high probability mortgage interest rates will drop in 2024. And with lower rates, that increases buyers' purchasing power, which leads to more demand. More demand leads to higher prices. But the number one reason why I see home prices rising in 2024 is simple supply and demand. So Redfin says there will be a bump in housing supply in 2024, which I totally agree with, by the way. But even with a potential bump in inventory, it still will not be enough to satisfy the demand we have for housing here in Northern Virginia. Now, could Redfin be right on a national level that home prices will fall by 1%? I can see that happening. That's definitely on the table. I just don't see it happening with the Northern Virginia housing market in 2024. Redfin's next prediction is new listings will tick up. So Redfin believes new listings will tick up in 2024 because a lot of sellers who didn't want to sell because of high mortgage interest rates are going to realize that 3 to 4% rates are not coming anytime soon, and they're going to want to sell before the home prices fall. So I definitely agree with Redfin on this prediction. However, I don't completely agree with their reasoning behind it. Also, Redfin doesn't predict a percentage increase in new listings, but in my predictions video, I predicted new listings to hit the market in 2024 here in Northern Virginia will rise by 15%. And without question, one of the biggest challenges with the 2023 housing market was lack of inventory. In fact, new listings to hit the market in Northern Virginia were down 35% compared to the average of the previous 5 years. So why do I see new listings ticking up in 2024? Well, in 2023, we had such a dramatic drop in new listings because of higher mortgage interest rates. So there's a lot of pent-up seller demand. Now, where I don't agree with Redfin is they predict that sellers are going to want to sell before prices fall. I predict mortgage rates will drop below 6% in 2024. Now, what this is going to cause is a lot of sellers who've been sitting on the sidelines, they're going to decide to put their house on the market because they're more willing to trade their 3.5% rate for, let's say, a 5.85% rate. So this will bring an influx of new listings to the market. So Redfin and I both see inventory levels rising in 2024. But even with a 15% bump in inventory, we would still be well below the previous 5-year average. So we have a long way to go to get back to normal inventory levels. Now, as much as I love making YouTube videos about living right here in Northern Virginia, what I love even more is helping folks just like you relocate to the area. So if you're thinking about moving to Northern Virginia, reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Just know I got your back when you're moving to Northern Virginia. Redfin's next prediction is home sales will increase and end the year up 5%. So nationally, the number of home sales in 2023 was the lowest we've seen since 1993, and we followed that trend in Northern Virginia as well. The reason why Redfin believes there's going to be more sales in 2024 is as home affordability improves and more homes hit the market for sale, that's going to equal more sales in the marketplace. So I totally agree with Redfin on this prediction. I just don't agree on the number. They predict home sales will go up 5% in 2024. Well, in my video, I predicted home sales here in Northern Virginia will jump by 12.5%. So the reason why I see home sales increasing this year is there's a lot of pent-up seller and buyer demand, and as rates start coming down this year, that's gonna do two things. One, it's gonna add more inventory to the market. Two, it's gonna increase buyers' purchasing power. So a lot of buyers and sellers who were sitting on the sidelines in 2023, they're gonna get into the marketplace in 2024. So Redfin and I, we're on the same page here. We both believe home sales will increase in 2024. But even if home sales go up 12.5% here in Northern Virginia, we will still be well below our previous 5-year average. Redfin's next prediction is mortgage rates will steadily decline but remain above 6%. So Redfin predicts that mortgage rates, they'll linger around that 7% range in the first quarter, but then throughout the year, they'll slowly decline, bottoming out right around 6.6% by the end of 2024. So I agree with Redfin on this one. I do believe mortgage interest rates will decline in 2024. But where I don't agree with Redfin is I don't think rates will bottom out at 6.6% this year. So full disclaimer, mortgage rates are almost impossible to predict. They're very volatile. So basically Redfin and I, we're just using educated guesses here. But in my housing market predictions video, I did predict that mortgage rates will actually fall under 6%, probably bottoming out right around 5.85% this year. Now, the reason why I see rates dropping below 6% in 2024 is the Federal Reserve has signaled it will likely cut interest rates 3 times in 2024, and some financial experts predict it can be as high as 6 times. So once they start lowering the federal fund rate, that helps influence mortgage rates going down as well. So even if they only do 3 rate cuts this year, at our current rate of 6.75%, getting under 6% is very likely. So Redfin and I, we're definitely on the same page with this prediction. Only difference is I do believe rates will get under 6% in 2024. Redfin's next prediction is renting will lose its stigma. So I did not tackle this subject in my housing market predictions video. And the reason why Redfin believes renting will lose its stigma is, and this makes total sense by the way, well the article says, with prices so high, buying a home doesn't offer the same financial upside to young millennials and Gen Zers as it did to baby boomers and Gen Xers. Rather than shelling out cash on agent fees, interest on loan, property tax, insurance, and maintenance, many will decide that renting and investing their money in other ways makes the most sense. So I 100% agree with this. Housing affordability has gone way out of control these past few years. With all-time high record prices, higher interest rates, your monthly expenses to own that home are gonna be through the roof, especially compared to if you're just gonna rent that exact same home. I'm gonna share with you an example. This house right here is on the rental market in Ashburn for $4,000 a month. Now, if this house was for sale, it'll probably sell for about $925,000. Now, with 10% down payment and today's rates, you're looking at a monthly mortgage payment of over $5,700 per month. So it is $2,700 more per month to buy this home compared to renting. A lot of younger people, they just rather rent the house, take that savings, and use that money to invest in other assets like crypto and stocks. Like I said, I really agree with Redfin on this one. If you really dive into the numbers, a lot of times it can make more sense to rent, especially if you use the difference in monthly savings you're getting for renting versus buying the exact same house and using it to invest in other assets. So Redfin did a great job with their housing market predictions article. We agreed on some predictions and we definitely disagreed on some other predictions as well. But I'm super excited to see what the 2024 Northern Virginia housing market has in store for us. But you know, if I see any changes or developments in the market, you know I'm gonna make a new video, keep you updated every step of the way. And if you wanna learn more about living right here in Northern Virginia, check out these videos right here. They're gonna be great ways to continue your research, and I'll see you on the next video.